Alright guys, in today's video we're going to be looking at what's called complementary events. The complement of an event is basically that event not happening, and we'll get a little more into that here in a minute. First off, let's talk about the range of probability rules. So the probability of an event E happening, it's always between 0 and 1, okay, including 0 and 1. If we want to write that as a inequality, the probability of the event E is between 0 and 1, as you see there. If we kind of write a line to represent this, 0 would mean that the event is impossible, it's never going to happen. 1 would be 100% certain that it's going to happen, if you want to think about it in terms of percentage. 0.5 is a 50% or even chance, and then of course we have our unlikely at 0.25 and likely around 0.75. Okay, so let's get to the complementary events. The complementary events, again, it's basically events that are not included in event E. And like I said, another way to think about this is if the event is called E, then the complement would be not E, okay? We write this as E prime, E with a little apostrophe. The property we're going to be using on these is that the probability of the event E happening plus the probability of E prime happening is always going to be equal to 1. So if we take the event happening and then the event not happening and add those together, we should always get 100% of the data. Now we can flip that around to kind of make it more usable. If we say the probability of E is equal to 1 minus the probability of E prime, or we could also say probability of E prime is equal to 1 minus probability of E. Get a scenario where we can apply this. In our example, we're going to find the probability of randomly selecting a social network site user who is not 23 to 35 years old. So here's our chart, okay? So we're going to take our chart. If we look on our chart and we look at 23 to 35, well, the probability of them being from 23 to 35 would be 312, which we get from the chart, over 975, which is the total number of values that we have there, or 0.32. Now, if I wanted to find the probability that a user is not 23 to 35, I would simply take 1 minus that previous probability, the 312 or 975, and that would give me 0.68.